So one thing we're going to talk about when it comes to the housing market, real estate, um, and it's been a really big deal, is imposters. Um, Whether it's and it's more so around the retail sale aspect of it. I've experienced this myself. There was a property that's being leased out currently, and we went through the whole process. You pay your deposits, you pay your monthly rents and things of that nature. But then also part of that process, and then like I was a property accountant for a while. I used Yardi, and Yardi Voyager. There's also RealPage, and then there's also Rebsman, which are different platforms that you can use for real estate. But with that, the individuals that do the books and things of that nature, and your ledgers, and then also um, your leases, uses these databases. But with that, um, when businesses realize that they're not necessarily making as much money, or entities are not making as much money by just charging rent, there's a goal to collect, generate revenue. And with that, let's just say you pay your rent late. You pay your rent late, you get a late fee. That's extra money being generated. Also, um, there's also services for, if, say for example, you want to get a some properties don't come with washer and dryer hookups, or washer and dryers. Sometimes you have to pay for a washer and dryer, or for your unit. For parking, whether you want your own parking spot, you have that as an option, as an add-on. Garages, if you want a garage, that's also an add-on. So there's all these different services that when you rent a property, you have other things that are attached to it. Um, and in some areas it's normal. In some areas it's an automatic, and that's understandable. But let's just say you want delivery services. Now those properties can charge for delivery services. Or say for example, I saw at this particular property, which was crazy. um, it's not unusual to have to pay for renter's insurance, right? I think renter's insurance, if you have certain items to value, it is good to have. Some property management companies and some properties require you to have renter's insurance for a couple of reasons. However, let's just say that I received these emails over and over again stating that renter's insurance was a requirement. And when I applied for this particular location, I called them about. I said, "Hey, you all never said anything about renter's insurance being a requirement." And they was like, "No, it's not a requirement here." And I was like, "It's not," but I keep receiving an email, and I keep receiving information about having renter's insurance. So they said, "No, sir, we don't require renter's insurance here." And I said, "You don't?" I said, "Well, this email here states that it's a requirement." And so I read it off to the young lady or whatever, and she was like, "Oh, let me check this out. Let me look into this. This is not right. This is, incorrect." This is one of those situations where imposters and individuals, this has been a complaint in Colorado, where there's so many imposters and individuals charging service fees, or professional services ish, um, and they're taking advantage of individuals in the housing market, whether it's rental properties, whether it's property management, or whether you're a landlord. Like, we have to be cognizant of what's going on, and how imposters and individuals can impersonate certain services, and they're taking advantage of your client or your renter or whatever. So I wanted to do a video on this. Be aware and cognitive. Follow up when you get an email. Check the email. Make sure that it's legit. Make sure that it's have the domain that's attached to the property management company or the property that you're working with. These are definitely things to look at, because like, it's not okay. And then on top of that, like, I did a video a while ago about one-click cancel subscriptions. Man, look, we all know how hard it is, like, to get rid of a subscription. They don't like it has been, I think, put in law to where these companies are required to have one-click subscription cancellations. I actually had a transaction to go through yesterday that I know that I tried to cancel, but there's still yet to be a one-click cancellation subscription there on the webpage. So I will put a complaint in about this, but also they force you to call them, and then that's an issue in itself. What if you call them and you're sitting on hold for 5 minutes and you don't have, or you don't choose to take the 5 minutes out to make that, to cancel that subscription? That's an issue. So be cognitive of this. This is happening inside of the real estate market, in the housing market. If you're a renter or if you're a landlord or something like that, like there are individuals that are out here trying to steal your clients' information. We talked about cyber attacks. They're actually targeting people that are trying in the housing market. So be cognizant of this. This has been a big complaint. Customers are being taken advantage of due to false, faulty, or fraudulent individuals trying to provide a service to them. And then also another thing, there are some property management companies or individuals that lease properties that are also, and I hadn't experienced this myself. I know it's actually a thing that you can receive credit from renting a property for credit history, and it'll go into your credit report. Look into this, but there are some entities that this is another one of those professional services that you can get good credit history or get positive credit payment history for making your on-time payments when you're renting a property. And if you want to go from being a renter to being a homeowner at some point, this is the avenue for those individuals to pay their rent on time, show a good pay history, and then and be renting out a property. But now you're able to get that benefit whenever you decide to buy a home or a property or invest in a property. You're able to have that payment history or that credit on your credit report to help you get past the obstacle of having the credit score to a certain level. This is Terrence Brunson. Go ahead first, and real estate, the good, the bad, the ugly. Thank you for following up. Leave some comments, give us some feedback, let us know what you might be experiencing, and we'll look forward to engaging and communicating about this in the future. Thanks.